Marvel versus DC. What should be the most exciting thing ever is already causing a monstrous amount of controversy, and it's just a rumor right now. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, and let's talk about this nonsense. So, apparently an insider has leaked that NetherRealm Studios, the people that make Mortal Kombat and Injustice, have been working on a Marvel game, and it's currently in development. Now, first off, this is just a rumor. We have no concrete information whatsoever, so there's no reason for everyone to get over the top excited or angry about it. However, that's definitely happening. I follow quite a few of the, I guess you'd say, bigwigs when it comes to the fighting game community, and there's some very different opinions going on right now. This is something that should be very exciting. Like having Spider-Man versus Batman or Harley Quinn versus Deadpool. These are characters and matchups that we've all dreamed about having, wanting to see in real life, and we actually get to experience this if this is true. First off, this is all rumor. There's no concrete information. We don't know if it is happening, if it's a Marvel versus DC game, if it's a Marvel versus Mortal Kombat game. We don't know anything. This is all a rumor. There's a lot of concerns running around the fighting game community right now, and they're not unwarranted. With the rumor that it's NetherRealm Studios, that's where the crux of the controversy is. With it being NetherRealm Studios, I'm personally happy. I'm an Injustice guy. That's my fighting game. I will play Injustice over literally any other fighting game. I don't even really prefer Mortal Kombat. I'm an Injustice guy. That's my fighting game. And I understand people from other walks of the fighting game community terrified that it's NetherRealm Studios working on this when they don't play NetherRealm Studio games. I totally get that. I'm excited, but I totally get why people that are, say, Marvel versus Capcom fans seeing this and they're like, oh no. People who don't like Mortal Kombat style games and grew up playing Marvel games that are the team-based Marvel versus Capcom games, they're freaking out because they don't want to play a NetherRealm game. They want to play their game. They want to play a team fighting game, Marvel vs. DC. I totally get that. That's 100% a reason why you would be freaking out right now. With Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite being what it was, I would be super disappointed right now. Not only was your last game bad, you find out that the ultimate fighting game experience, Marvel vs. DC, is going to a game that you're not a part of. It's brutal. I totally get it. And that's just part of it. Because this also means Marvel versus Capcom 4 or 5, I guess if you consider with Infinite. And also for us fans of Injustice who want Injustice 3, we're kind of in limbo if this rumor is true. So Injustice 3 in the next Marvel versus Capcom game, that's going to be forever. It could be actual years before we get a new game for the series we want. We don't know whenever that's coming out, and that's what's worrying me as an Injustice fan. I want to see the continuation of my story that I've been following since Injustice 1. And with this rumor kind of circulating, it really kind of puts a giant wall in front of us where we're blindsided. We don't know what's happening next. I'm an Injustice guy. I want to play Spider-Man with Injustice style controls. That to me, that's super exciting, but I know that's not ideal for Marvel fans. Here's the thing that no one wants to hear. I know it's going to be a big argument. This game is not for the competitive scene or the hardcore fighting game fans. This game is for Marvel and DC fans, not Marvel. This is for people who like the MCU. These are for the people that read the comics. These are the people who cosplay as Harley Quinn every year for Halloween. These are the fans that they're catering to. And the quicker we learn this, the easier it is going to be for us to get into this game. I know everyone wants this amazing fighting game that will cater to them, but we're not going to get that. This is going to be Marvel versus DC. This goes way beyond the fighting game community. This is going to be a love letter to comic book fans, because this is what all comic book fans have been dreaming about for decades, almost a century, of what they've wanted to see. We're finally going to get, if this is true, once again, this is all a rumor, this could be the fighting game that everyone wanted. Regardless if NetherRealm is making this game is made for comic book fans, not the fighting game community. And we really need to get over that now, because if we go into it that way, no one's going to be happy. I have seen some really ruthless comments about how disgusted and angry they are that NetherRealm is doing this. This game is going to be made for a casual fan base that's going to blow sales out of the water. Mortal Kombat versus the DC Universe sold amazingly. And it wasn't that good. But it was the title that sold it. If we can just go into this game knowing that it's not going to be for us, it's going to be easier for us to deal with. Like, Smash has dealt with this for years. They've realized that they're definitely catering to a certain audience, and that's not a bad thing. They're bringing more people that may not be into fighting games into fighting games. This is the first step. Let them come. Let them make this game. Let them come in and like these games. Then maybe they were like, you know what? Let me play a different game with Marvel. And they'll go to Marvel versus Capcom. And they'll be like, oh, this game is way better. And then you gain more fans. This isn't a bad thing. We need to get over the fact that this is not going to be a game for fighting game fans. It's a game for Marvel and DC fans. The second we can get over that, now it's going to be easier to deal with. Let me know if you disagree with me. I know there's going to be millions of you disagreeing with me with this, but I really do think this is the case. I know I'm a little bit biased because I prefer NetherRealm Studios over Capcom. I get it. But, and if it works, maybe Capcom will be allowed to have a swing at this. Because if this works, if NetherRealm Studio gets DC versus Marvel, maybe Capcom can get Marvel versus DC. And they can do the Team Fighter based one. There's so many things we don't know yet, and we just instead of getting angry, let's just get excited. And once again, this is all a rumor. We don't know anything yet. So let me know in the comments, 1, what you think. 2, who do you want to see in the roster? I'm making that next week. That's the next week's video. I'm super excited to talk about that. Who I think is going to be in the roster if this is true. But let me know in the comments what you think. For those who don't know, I stream on Twitch every Sunday. Come and hang out. I also have a TikTok account where I do a bunch of FGC stuff. Come and check that out. All those links are below along with all my social media tags. If you like the video today, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My name is Phil, and of course, I'll talk to you guys soon.